Bom dia, boa tarde, boa noite, or whatever the case may be. My name is Marcus, and I am the host of the Black Brazil Today YouTube channel, as well as the blackbraziltoday.com blog, where I analyze Brazil from the perspective of race. So in this quick video, I just wanted to discuss something that is kind of like a follow-up to a video I had done maybe a couple of months ago. It was about a popular Brazilian singer, Isa. And, Isa just recently had her first baby. I know Isa's trying to grow on an international market. She's a pretty big star in Brazil, but, most Brazilians are going to know who she is, but she still hasn't established herself on the world stage. But I think she's going to get there one day. But this specifically has to do with her baby. As you know, in a rising Black Pride movement in Brazil, a lot of people look to people who look like Isa as, we're proud to have a woman representing us who looks like a clearly Black woman. Just saying, hey, it shouldn't be just all lighter skinned or mixed people who should be considered attractive or beautiful or the standard, right? A lot of people were behind Isa. A lot of people love her. They love a clearly Black woman representing Brazil in the international market. So hopes were high that she would have a clearly Black baby. This speaks a lot to this whole ideology that Brazil has long had about whitening the population. So people were eager to see what Isa's baby looked like. So let me just get into this. Today's story is called "After Being Attacked for Having a Quote-Unquote White Baby, Singer Isa Reveals Her Baby's Brown Face for the First Time." Said a lot there. Let's get into the highlights of the story. Before I do, make sure you like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel, click on the notification bell. So let's get directly into this story for today. Okay, so this is Isa. This is Isa. This was the picture that she showed. She released a few pictures of her baby because after the baby was born, she didn't show the baby's picture. In reality, all people saw after the birth of the baby was she had put a small hand in a picture and released that to her followers and, by extension to the public, because everybody follows what's going on with celebrities on social networks. So this was big news. When people initially saw the baby's hand, in a country that is so highly, obsessed about skin color, it was really something because the baby's hand looked really white. It had a pinkish type of hue to it. So people's reaction was swift, and it was kind of like, wow, they reacted like they were going off on the baby because the baby appeared to be born white. If go back and check out the video that I did on this. Let me see what the date is. So I put this video up about 2 months ago. The video was called "A White Baby? We Don't Want That." This is what her fans were saying. Singer Isa's newborn criticized as fans see her white skin. Right. So she named her daughter Nala after one of the characters in The Lion King. Of course, Isa did the Portuguese overdubs for that film of that character. What was it? So she got instant criticism due to the baby's skin color. Like, how do people come on the internet to blast on a newborn baby? It was crazy. And, the first thing that I thought was, why are you guys, let me just get into my bullet points for now. This is Isa, and this is her child. She's showing the baby's face for the first time. Isa, a clearly brown-skinned woman. But as you can see, the baby, okay, I can see that the baby is a little bit lighter than Isa, maybe a couple shades lighter. But to me, this is a clearly Black baby. And I'm like, again, why would people attack a baby? So the attacks were on the baby because of what the color of the baby looked like at birth. And that was kind of unfair as well because Isa only showed the baby's hand, didn't show the face or anything else. So what are they judging this by? Just because the baby had I'm going to show that picture in a minute. The second thing that this does show is that reactions show that many Black Brazilians are now opposing the whitening agenda. What is the whitening agenda? As I've said, go back to the late 19th century as Brazil was slowly coming to the end of the slavery era. They came up with the idea that with so many Black and brown people in Brazil, they wanted to whiten the population by bringing in millions of European immigrants and promoting this idea of mixing the races so that within 3 to 4 generations, every Black and brown family would be white. And it's shown, and I know I've shown this picture over and over, but again, you can't understand what goes on or how people look at this psychologically without looking at this painting. The painting is called The Redemption of Ham, or Ham's Redemption. It came out in the late 1800s. And it's, I've, you know, how many times I got to go over this painting, but I have to, because you have to understand what this painting means. So the painting, The Redemption of Ham by Modesto Brocos features a black grandmother, mixed race daughter, while father with a white father and a white baby. The grandmother stands to the left with her hands raised in prayer, praising God that her grandson is white. So for years, most black and brown Brazilians, they just didn't see nothing wrong with that, because everybody was like, well, we're supposed to whiten our families. But with identity politics, more and more black and brown Brazilians are saying, hey, I'm happy the way that I look. I want to have children that look like me. I did a video maybe a couple of weeks ago with one of my friends in Sao Paulo. He was saying, look, I want to have a black child. I want to have a child that looks like me. For that to happen, I have to have a black wife. So you find more and more Brazilians pushing back and saying, look, we want to have, you know, clearly black looking children. So they're pushing back against this agenda. But my question for this is, when we look at what Isa looks like, Isa is a clearly brown skinned woman. The guy that she had her child with is a soccer player, and people are accusing, you know, you got with a white guy. But when you look at the soccer player who she had her child by, he's not white. True, he has light skin, but if you look at the guy, it's like, okay, he's not white in the United States, and he's not even white in Brazil. So to me, as this happened with my own 3 children, all of my 3 children were all born very fair. A lot of people in my family are born fair, and then they get darker as they get older. So it's as much as Brazilians pay attention to phenotype, skin color, hair texture, and all of that, they couldn't think to themselves, well, you can't judge. I mean, first of all, you shouldn't be judging what a baby looks like anyway, but we should all know that babies, particularly if they come out of black people, and black people have a history of some mixing in the family or whatever, you know that babies can come out very fair skinned and end up brown or even dark skinned. I've seen it happen. Like I said, my 3 kids all came out very fair. You know, people made, when my kids were first born, there were a few people, most people just, you know, look, they love, you know, my kids, the first 2 were twins, of course. And people were just people are fascinated by twins. But it was rare that I had somebody speak openly about the skin color of my kids, except for there were 1 or 2 people who made some really ridiculous comments. Oh my God, look how light they are. And it was just really funny to me, because there is this obsession with having kids that are lighter skinned. Such a large parcel of the Brazilian population have adapted this idea that we need to whiten our offspring. But I knew, because of what I look like, what my wife looks like, those kids were going to get darker, and that's what they did. So in the case of Isa, that's the same situation. Yeah, sure, her daughter is a little bit lighter than her, but this, I don't know what you see, but I see a clearly black baby here. But let's get into this story, okay? Singer Isa shows her daughter's face for the first time after her baby was attacked on the web. Nala, the singer Isa's daughter with soccer player Yuri Lima, was born over a month ago. I think it's been a couple months now. But only recently did the singer decide to show more details about the baby's appearance. Again, yeah, she's lighter than Isa, but who's going to say that's not a black baby? Let's keep on. Nala has finally appeared. That's the child's name. Isa decided to show a little more of her daughter with soccer player Yuri Lima almost a month after giving birth to the baby. Living and receiving the greatest love in the world here. Some records of the first days with the most special family. Oh, such luck. Thank you for every message of affection. She thanked, receiving a flood of messages from famous and anonymous fans, elated to be able to see photos and videos of the little girl. So as I said, this is the picture she released shortly after the baby was born. She just showed a picture of her hand. And so as you can see, the baby's hand is very fair, pale, almost pinkish, right? So her fans took that to be like, oh my gosh, she had a white baby. We don't want a white baby. Like, it's not up to you. This is Isa's baby. What do you mean we don't want a white baby? It was kind of appalling to see people would attack the child like that. But this is what I was saying. Yeah, the child came out very fair when it was first born, but any child of a black person is probably going to get darker as time goes on, which is exactly what happened with Isa's baby. In order to share with fans her joy at the birth of her first daughter, but at the same time preserve the baby's identity a little, Isa initially decided to show only Nala's little hand. That was enough for the girl to be the target of hate messages because of the color of her skin. Don't palmitar, which means don't swirl. Don't get with a white person with hopes of whitening your baby. Don't palmitar. Don't just have long-term relationships with white people. That's what palmitar means. Look at past videos. I've talked about this idea of palmitaging in numerous videos. Isa's daughter was born white. White, said one internet user. White, we don't want it, said another. Wow, and the girl was born white. Poor thing, reacted another. I'm saying for years, decades, the idea, and it was embedded in the minds of the whole population, is that if you're white, you want to maintain the whiteness of your offspring. You want to pass that whiteness on to your kids. And if you're black or brown, you want to try to elevate, quote unquote, elevate your kid into white or near white status. But nowadays, people are pushing back. Like, look, we want clearly brown skinned kids now. Okay. And I'm not saying everybody feels that way. Most Brazilians are still like, it doesn't matter. Even if it's deep down, I believe even when people say it doesn't matter, deep down, they really want white children. But we are seeing more and more people say openly, like, look, we want to have brown kids. So this is Isa, and this is the soccer player. She had her child with Yuri Lima. Again, it's not a white guy. Yeah, he has fair skin, but this is clearly not a white guy. You could call him mixed if you want. I mean, pardo, meaning brown or mixed. They're back together. Isa and Yuri Lima reportedly got back together a little month after the singer exposed a betrayal by the soccer player on social media. So she accused him of cheating on her. So they broke up. However, everything would have happened due to pressure from the athlete's family. Sources heard by a journalist said that Yuri's family demanded that he apologize, that he not leave Isa alone during her pregnancy, and that he try to make up for his mistakes since they would have been embarrassed by the situation. Another picture of Isa with her newborn. Yuri had extramarital conversations with Kevaline Gomez, an adult content creator. And, today's video is not about what he did. It's about how people reacted to the baby. So I'm just filling in a few details because apparently they have patched up their relationship. The breakup was communicated by Isa through a video published on social media while Yuri Lima was on the pitch for Mirassol, his former team. According to sources, she recognized that she had made a mistake by announcing the end of the relationship without talking to the player first. Another picture with her and the baby. Some people who know little about the singer's intimacies said that it wouldn't be surprising if they got back together, since she always made a point of saying that she had got it right with her new love. Of course, Isa had a divorce with her first marriage. So, her getting with this guy, they, kind of cemented the relationship when they had a child, even though they parted ways. Apparently they're back together now. Yuri Lima allegedly asked Isa to stay close to the singer. He requested that he could stay close to her in the final moments of her pregnancy, which he agreed to. So far, the couple have not spoken publicly about the reconciliation. So anyway, I just wanted to post this video because this is what I said, I don't know, a month or two ago. Why are you guys judging what this baby looks like at birth when we know that babies tend to change, they tend to change, particularly children of black people? We have a blackness that goes from very, high yellow, we call it, like light skin, all the way up, to, just very dark skin. So why would people judge this baby after it was just born? I said this baby's going to get color because not only is Isa a brown-skinned black woman, but her partner is also a brown man. He's light brown, but this baby's going to have some color, which is exactly what happened. Anyway, I thought it was absurd how they came out against this baby like this. But what did you all think about this video? Drop a comment in the comment section. Just want to hear what you all have to say. Maybe some of you who are watching have experiences with being brown-skinned people, and your children or your child came out much lighter than you did, and then either the child maintained that lightness throughout their lives, or perhaps that child got darker as they got older, maybe even just a few weeks after birth. What were your experiences with having children? If you're black and you had lighter skinned children, I would like to hear that, because to me, this story was obvious when it first came out. This baby's going to get darker, which is exactly what happened. Anyway, as I said, drop a comment in the comment section. I love the comments. Like this video, share this video, consider subscribing to the channel. Click on the notification bell so that you know when I put up a new video. With that said, I'm going to end this here and request that you all come back Check out the next video that I post here at Black Brazil Today.